In today's video, we will be taking a look at a 2024 presidential election prediction if Joe Biden lost in 2020 and Donald Trump won. So now Trump would be a two-time incumbent and would be ineligible to run for re-election. That means another Republican would have to surpass him and Democrats could nominate another candidate. So right now are the safe states on your map. Let's get into likely states. Montana, Kansas. I think these states would generally be around 13-14 points, but they would be likely because, again, after a two-time candidate ends up winning, that party typically loses support in the next election. Alaska, South Carolina as well, I do believe will be likely states for the Republicans, as well as Iowa and Ohio. In this scenario, I do believe they'll be slightly closer, but I think they'll still go for the Republican Party by around 5 to 6 percentage points. For the Democrats, I do believe they would win Colorado and New Mexico. That is not super surprising, as well as that the state of Virginia, because Democrats, they generally do pretty well in all three of those states, as well as that in the state of Maine. Now, for some of the other states, all these states, in my opinion, would be generally closer. I do believe that Republicans would win the state of Florida in this scenario by a likely margin, but the remainder of states may be actually pretty close. Let's start off with the state of Nevada. In my opinion, in this scenario, Democrats would end up winning because Republicans have already had a two-time incumbent. Typically, when a candidate is re-elected twice, that means that the other party would have a better shot at the presidency. I think that would happen in this scenario. As for the state of Arizona, now if in 2020 Trump would have won, he probably would have carried the state of Arizona, but the trends would have still favored the Democrats, and I do believe they would have won in this scenario in the state of Arizona by around 2 percentage points. Now Texas, although this scenario may be more favorable for the Democratic Party, I do definitely see Republicans still hanging on to the state of Texas. I don't think that's too surprising. Now for the state of Georgia. Now in this scenario, Trump would have also likely carried the state back in 2020, but I still think that this state, given the trends, would have likely voted for a Democratic candidate by around 1 percentage point. For the state of North Carolina, I do still believe that Republicans would end up winning the state, which I don't think is too surprising given the fact that, again, Republicans have had decent performances in the state of North Carolina in recent election cycles. I also think that means 2nd District, by the way, would go for the Republican Party. I don't think that's too surprising. Now, I do believe that for the state of Minnesota, I do believe in this scenario, Democrats would win it by closer to a likely margin, because if they had lost the election back in 2020, I do believe that Democrats would be much stronger there in 2024, because again, of fatigue of the incumbent party. I do believe in this scenario, Michigan would also go blue, as well as Pennsylvania, because again, fatigue in the incumbent party, and also because of the fact that in this scenario, Democrats would have a better shot, because the incumbent, someone like Donald Trump, after running for 2 election cycles, especially because he was quite unpopular in his first 4 years, and if he was re-elected, probably in his second 4 years as well, I do believe Democrats will have pretty strong performances in those states, as well as Wisconsin. I do believe will also go blue in this scenario, as well as the state of New Hampshire, with Nebraska's 2nd District as well. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.